Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalrin, and I got you guys some Dancing with the Stars arena games and showing you guys how we achieved some very quick victories by making the right decisions when we saw it. At the very beginning, we are playing against an RMD, which is a comp all about dealing out bursty damage at the very beginning, even if they are running a combat rogue. At the very beginning, what we're going to do is try to stop their opener. I get a garrote onto the mage, and I get a blind onto the rogue as soon as possible. The rogue pops up, and I blind him. The blind stops the rogue's opener all from the get-go. He is combat spec, and he is rolling Adrenaline Rush, and this pretty much allows the rogue to not have any kind of lockdown onto our healer, so our healer only needs to deal with the mage. The rogue decides not to pop blind, so I'm going to try to sap him as soon as I can. As the match continues, I actually get cloned at the very beginning, but I'm seeing the blind almost running out on rogue. I trinket to vanish, sap it. Rogue decides to sit it, and from this point here, what I'm going to try to do is establish offensive pressure onto an enemy team. The rogue is sitting the sap. It's already halfway through. He's not going to trinket the sap if he is smart. This allows me plenty of time to start lining up onto the healer. I can see the polymorph coming in from the left of the mage, but honestly, we need this offensive pressure back onto the other team. Force them to peel rather than have them sit on us and pretty much dish the damage out onto us as they line up. I already was able to stop a good majority of the burst by blinding and sapping the rogue, but now we need to force some counter pressure. As I pounded the damage back into the healer, I get polymorphed. The healer cleanses me. I pop cloak in order to make sure I'm not polymorphed again, and I pop combat readiness in order to get the rogue off of me. I'm chasing down the druid. All we need from Tirga is a single solar beam to stop him from being able to heal. I go in for a killing spree, and because the druid was so low, we were able to score the kill. This is something you need to realize for yourself as a rogue. If you are going to put the other enemy into a CC and they're not going to trinket, take advantage of it. Treat it as if they don't have a trinket if they simply are not going to use it. Force them to use a trinket, and the only way you can do it is start putting out some serious pressure onto your team. And so there was teamwork. I got cleansed from the polymorph, so I keep staying offensive onto the druid. I was able to line up the kill for my boomkin, who only needs to throw down a solar beam onto the healer and a couple star surges and survive the very beginning opener by the mage by going to bear form. All in all, it was all about teamwork at that point, and that's all that really counted there for. All I was able to do is stop a CC by throwing out my CC, stop the initial pressure, line up initial pressure, and that's all you need to do as a rogue. Just do your job, and as long as you're doing yours, you should be able to help out your teammates with that kind of play. The next one was very quick against Turbo Cleave. All we did is get Tirga in a position where he could pelt away at the Mistweaver, and you got some lucky crits. But as a rogue, it's all about knowing how to play up to the damage that's coming out. And here what I did is use Shadow Flexion, Kidney Shot, with Mark for Death onto the Mistweaver as my per usual opener onto the healers. Mistweaver kind of died a little bit too quick, so I slowed down the footage here. I go Shadow Flexion, full Kidney, the warriors opening up on Shadow Flexion. I don't even need Shadow Flexion. I'm watching out for damage, how much damage Tirga is dealing out, and then I garrote the monk at the last moments of Kidney, which he is not going to trinket because most people don't trinket the very last few seconds of a stun. As he's garroted, he's unable to cocoon himself, and then I get a full eviscerate onto him as Tirga's damage pelts at him. So that was really just a quick use of CC, depending on how much damage was being dealt out, and it's really all about adjusting your CC to the damage that's coming out and being flexible as a rogue. Like, I could have went for a cheap shot, but I went for a garrote to get an eviscerate, knowing nobody really ever trinkets the last few seconds of a stun, as it was pretty much done with. And I was able to play up to how players play and line up the kill for us. So that's really what you should get out of this. The next one, again, is all about adjusting to different situations. As me and Tirga play together, we know that we can deal a lot of damage to hunters. This is the moment where you have to choose whether to trinket and dish out damage or not trinket. I see that the hunter doesn't have pet sack, so I trinket, vanish, cheap shot him to keep him locked down for a little longer, and then eviscerate him. There was NS on the druid, but he had all the hots up onto the hunter, thinking that he could get him up. There was no extra special damage coming out. Me and Tirga simply just put out too much damage when we come together, so I just took advantage of that, and I got a full trinket cheap shot. This trinket could have literally cost me the whole match, but knowing that, just noticing the little things like buffs and debuffs, the lack of them, or the fact that they are present, you're able to make decisions within like short few seconds of a moment. So that is why we won the arena against the hunter. Real quick, real easy, just doing what me and Tirga normally do. Just all you had to do is look for a buff, and there was no pet sack on him. So I took advantage of it for the crit, went in for the damage, got him stunned there for a bit, and that was really it. While arenas do seem a little bit complicated to some of you guys, and there is a lot of CC and counter pressure and making sure to line up the kills, the whole shindig is not that difficult if you are able to take advantage of a comp with a rogue. Most rogue comps are very bursty, so you should take advantage of it because you can just finish the fight literally from the get-go instead of having to go for a long drawn-out fight, which some comps are better at. RMD, RMP, Dance with the Stars, Smoke Bomb Cleave, Thug Cleave, all of them are great at finishing the fight early on. If you are able to play up to a long fight, that's a good trait, but for the most part, you should try to see if you can win the fight right there, right now. Always be on the lookout for different situational awareness moments, because if we didn't get those kills when we did, if we didn't look out for those opportunities when we did, we would have had a much harder climb to 2K, but we got to 2K literally bursting people down, and it's a lot of fun. Of course, not all games are all about bursts, and I am going to bring some of those to you guys as well, but let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if it was helpful to you guys any, and as always, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. My name is Dalaran, and I'll see you guys in the next video.